YouTube, what's up? It's your boy Anthem Barber coming back at you with another haircut tutorial. In this video, we're going to be doing a skin fade with a number 2 on top. Alright, so I'm going to start this cut off by coming in with my WAHL number 2 guard with the lever closed. And I'm going to make sure that I cut all the hair on top evenly because this is going to be the desired length for my client. Alright, so now that I got everything cut evenly on top, I'm going to come in with my caliber 38 special trimmer, and I'm going to begin to set and create my first guideline, which is going to be my bald guide. However, I'm not going to completely remove all the hair right now. This is just a technique that I found useful to speed up my haircuts. If this is something that's not for you, go ahead and completely remove all that hair right now. So now that my guide was created, I'm now going to come in with my BABYLISS Foil FX02 and I'm going to completely bald out that guide. However, when I get towards the top of the guideline, I am going to use that slight flick out motion so I could demonstrate a nice clean transition from completely bald to stubble, because that's going to help my blend pop. Alright, so now that my bald guideline was created, I'm going to come in with my BABYLISS Pro FX clipper with the lever fully open, and I'm going to begin to set and create my next guideline. I am going to give myself the same amount of space that I gave myself with the previous guide, that way I keep everything consistent with this blend. Now that my guide was created with the lever fully open, you'll see that I'll now close my lever and I'll begin to blend from the bottom of this guide right back up towards the top of this guide. And little by little, as I work my way up, I'm going to slightly open my lever. And every time that I do that and I move up, that guide's going to move up with me. But that's okay, because that's exactly what I'm looking for. By the time I get towards the top of this guide and my lever's fully extended, it'll be completely blended out. Alright, so now that I blended that out, I'm going to come in with my WAHL number 1 guard with the lever fully open. And this time I'm not necessarily looking to set any guideline in because we're getting towards the top. So I am going to use that slight flick out motion, and I'm going to make sure that I don't round off his haircut right here. I'm going to make sure that I keep this one fully open and go directly up with it before I take the roundabout of his head, if that makes any sense. So once I clean everything up with that lever fully open, you'll see that I'll close my lever, and now I'll begin to blend from the bottom of that guide right back up towards the top of that guide. So I'm going to take that one close right up to underneath where I just left off with that one fully open. Alright, so typically that one close tends to leave weight behind, and right where I just showed you is the weight that I'm noticing. So I'm going to remove it by coming in with my WAHL half guard with the lever fully open, and I'm going to begin to attack right above the weight that I see. Again, I'm going to begin to attack right above the weight that I see. And this time I'm going to use that fade down process to eliminate it, meaning I'm going to close my lever as needed, working my way down until that guide's completely blended out. If the half guard doesn't remove the weight that you see, you're going to want to remove the half guard, fully extend your lever, and begin to attack the weight that you see only using the corner of your blade. Again, I'd suggest only using the corner of your blade unless you're really comfortable with using the whole blade, because you run the risk of creating a new guideline that you might struggle with removing as well. Alright, so now that that's blended out, I'm going to come in with my WAHL 1.5 guard with the lever fully open, and I'm really going to bring this blend together. If you remember, the length on top was created with the WAHL number 2 guard with the lever closed. So this WAHL 1.5 guard with the lever fully open is going to blend right into that. So I'm going to clean everything up with the lever fully open, and I'll close my lever as needed, trying to blend everything out. Alright, so now that my blend's starting to come together, and I'm definitely not saying that I'm done with it because it still needs some detail work, but I'm going to get to that towards the end of the cut. So right now I'm just going to continue to work through my steps. So I'm coming in with my BABYLISS Gold FX skeleton trimmer, and I'm beginning to line out my client. And you'll see that I don't ever want to push anybody back. I want to keep it as natural as possible, but I also want to keep it as sharp as possible for them. So I'm just going to take whatever he has here in place, and I'm going to sharpen it up for him. Once I get that cleaned up, I'm then going to start to attack and remove all that bulk that I left in the beginning of this haircut. Once that bulk's removed, then I'm going to completely bald that out, and then we're going to get to the detail work, and then I'm going to give you guys the final look. Alright, for those of you that made it this far in the video, I just want to say thank you for being here. I hope this finds you in good health and spirits. I know everything's kind of crazy in the world right now, but we just got to keep faith, continue to be there for one another, and we'll get through this. I also want to take this time to say shout out to Tito Beats for this fire that you hear in your ear. I'm going to make sure to drop his link in the description, so make sure you tap in. I also wanted to mention that I chose to do my detail work with the caliber 357 Magnum, and that's because I feel like that clipper cuts a lot closer than that BABYLISS FX with that fade blade on it. I feel like it just leaves a lot of weight behind, with the guides, and it doesn't completely remove the bald guideline like I would want it to. So that's why I chose to come in with the caliber 357 Magnum, because it's a clipper I could trust and I know it's gonna get that job done. So here's a look at the final cut. If you got anything useful out this, I ask that you smash that like button. If you're new to my channel, I suggest you stick around. It's only gonna get doper from here. I appreciate y'all. Be blessed and be a blessing. I'm out.